again, plant friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a science experiment with propagation. So I'm a little bit semi-hydro curious. I've always been really intrigued by the idea of growing things in semi-hydroponics, and I wanted to kind of try something out, do an experiment, see if it actually works. So I received a small amount of LECA from Simple Starts catalog. They're a Facebook seller. I've gotten a couple of cuttings from them. Really great company. And this last time I ordered a couple of rarer Hoya starts from them, and they offered to actually send along a little bit of LECA to propagate in. I didn't really want to actually propagate those in LECA, having never done it before, but I actually wanted to try it out. So I did order a little bit along with my propagations. I'll show you those propagations in a second when we go over to my kind of like propagation area. But if you don't know what LECA is, it's these little like Cocoa Puff looking things. They are expanded clay. Actually, LECA stands for lightweight expanded clay aggregate. It's basically, they take this clay, they bake it in such a way that it puffs like a Cocoa Puff, right? And they're just these little tiny balls, but they're actually, all these little holes and everything help to wick up the water. So I'm really curious as to how this works. If you want to see more about LECA, or me maybe trying to experiment with actually planting some plants and converting some plants, maybe like my orchids and stuff, into LECA, let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to play with this stuff. So the way that you receive LECA, it comes kind of a little bit dusty, a little bit kind of mashed together. It's clay, it's gonna shed a little bit, right? So I have actually already pre-rinsed this, pre-soaked this. So it has been actually soaking for a little while, and I have it ready prepped here. I filled it all the way up with the LECA, and then about a third of the way full with some water. So actually these LECA beads, these LECA balls will actually wick up a lot of the water, right? And you stick the propagation right in here. To keep it fair, I've had huge success with propagating Hoyas just in water. Most of my Hoyas are in water, and they're putting on roots just fine. I put my Hoya bellas in water. I have a couple of rarer Hoya starts that you'll see, and they're all propagating in water, putting on roots just fine. So this is actually my preferred way to root Hoyas, propagate Hoyas, is just in a clear container with some water. So you can see I'm trying to keep the experiment pretty similar, right? Similar size, similar containers, everything else is the same, just the LECA is different. So when I was trying to figure out what plant I wanted to propagate, I again wanted to keep the experiment fair, keep it similar. So I actually took some cuttings from my obovata here. It has plenty to spare, and I actually managed to get a couple very similar cuttings. I already took these cuttings just for the sake of time for this video. I managed to find 2 3-leaf cuttings. This one I know is a little longer. I'm going to chop a little bit more off that stem, try to get it below this node here. But to keep them very similar, keep the experiment as fair as possible, right? So these are both very similar cuttings. I just took my shears and cut right above the next set of leaves, right? So really easy. I'm going to go ahead and chop this one down just a little bit more so that they are, again, as close in size and close as they can be. All right, I'm going to chop this one here. I think this one's going to go in water. So I want a little bit more stem just so it actually can hold itself up in water. And then you just stick them in their proper mediums, right? So the LECA, just going to stick that down in there the best that I can, right? And the LECA is really nice, holds it up. I've never done this before, so that's how easy it is, right? You just put some LECA and some water in, right? Actually, I was doing research on LECA last night. That's how little I know about it, but I'm very curious as to how it will work. And then my normal water propagation method. So you can see side by side, here's how these 2 propagations look. So here's where I have placed these propagations. I have my south-facing window right over here, and my east-facing window, right? So plenty of light. I have tons of propagations here, things that I've already converted to soil. Here's my begonia. I have my snake plant that is actually putting out another little baby, so that's awesome. And then all my various water propagations. My Hoya bellas, I had somebody actually ask how I propagate my Hoya bellas. I literally just stick them in a test tube full of water and then 2 weeks later have some roots. Nothing fancy here at all. I have huge success with water propagations. Right back here, I have my Hoya SP Affinity Bertonier that I got from Lowe's, and that's starting to put on some roots. In the front here, I have a Hoya that I ordered from a seller online. It's a Hoya Sweet Scent, which is a variety that I found. All of this right here is actually cinnamon. I found sometimes if I'm worried about risk of root rot, it rotting in water, I will put a little bit of cinnamon in there, and that seems to help quite a bit. It will kind of keep down the infection. So if you see that in anything, that actually does help a little bit. This one in particular I was worried about. I spent an awful lot of money on it. But you can see it's got a couple really nice little roots coming in. So that tends to work really well. And then back here I have the couple that I ordered from Simple Starts. Maybe you saw these on Instagram. I have my Polynura, right? My fishtail Hoya. And then I have the Hoya Sunrise, and they're working really well together like this. I don't know if you can see it. Try to get in a little closer. There are some little baby roots there starting on the Polynura, so that one's also doing really well here. They get plenty of sunlight. But back to the stars of today's video. Here I have both of my obovata cuttings, right? The one that's in water, just chilling, right? And the one that's in LECA. You can see they actually did turn out very similar. So I am hoping it will be an actually pretty decent experiment, and we can check in a couple of weeks, and I'll pull them both out and we can see how much roots that we have on both of these. So there's kind of my little propagation station. One other thing that I did want to mention is that I don't leave my Hoya cuttings out to harden over, especially not with my Hoya Bella cuttings. I put them in water pretty much as soon as I have cut them. The ones that I've ordered from online obviously have hardened over a little bit in transit, but with these today, I did not let them harden over at all. I haven't really found that I need to. If that's something where you are struggling with them kind of rotting out, you might let them harden over for a little bit. These just sat out long enough for me to get the video set up, but I didn't leave them out for any extended amount of time. They were pretty much cut 10 or 15 minutes before I filmed this video. So if you were wondering if I let my cuttings harden, I did not. I just stick them straight in water, and I seem to have really actually great success with that. So that's kind of my setup for propagations. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below, do you prefer kind of going along this journey with me? We'll check in a couple of weeks, see how the roots are doing, if there's any difference in the length of the roots, or would you prefer that I plan these videos out much further in advance and kind of do the setup and then just a quick cut to 2 or 3 weeks from now so that you can see it all in one video? Let me know which style you prefer in the comments below. Also, let me know if you'd like to see more with LECA. Like I said, I'm curious to kind of start experimenting with it, maybe a few things like my orchids, maybe my pothos, some of my not so rare plants, right? And let me know if you'd like to see maybe a little bit more of that kind of experimentation into LECA. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and let me know that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.